All right. Good evening, everybody. It is approximately 6 o'clock. Thursday, December 29th. This is a meeting of the Health Commission. With please rise and pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Audience and citizens, we have none. So, approval of minutes from November 21st. Everybody got a copy of the minutes?
Yeah.
Has everybody reviewed the minutes?
Yeah.
Yes, everybody's reviewed the minutes. Any comments or edits for the minutes?
I
No?
make a motion to accept the minutes.
A motion to accept our minutes by Mr. Senga, Commissioner Senga. Commissioner Berger seconds. I have to recuse myself. I wasn't here either, so both of us have to recuse ourselves. All in favor?
Aye.
Is unanimous. So Commissioner Berger, Commissioner Norton are recusing ourselves. All commissioners are here, except for Commissioner Lemieux. Yeah, yes, okay. Old business. We have two things on here. The 2025 rates and military passes. And I want to add two things just to clarify since I wasn't on here that Saul brought up. And one would be the dividend mixes in the bottles and the bathrooms. So why don't we'll start with those military pass first, because this whole thing will be from the rates, the majority of tonight, if at all. So the question on the military pass is old business sitting here. Now that was something I think Mark brought up, correct? And I think Mark said that there was something over at Stanley that they had a military pass. Well, they do not. They don't. They do not. They do not. They do not. And the military pass over at Stanley, I think they're entitled to the benefits card. They don't even have a season pass. They have a benefits card. So is everybody familiar with that, right? Okay, good. That's what's going on there. So I don't know what the issue itself was. I mean, you guys are gonna have to bring me up to speed because I was not here.
So should we have one?
Right.
Okay, I think, go ahead. Well, before
One way, Mark was saying, we have too many categories and it's an app, but then we want to bring up another category. I think we have what we have for military, not bad. I think we should just leave it alone.
Okay. But my question, and open discussion.
Go for that.
I agree with you.
Okay. My question, okay, then we'll get into that. That's fine. All right, so as far as we're concerned, and all in favor to leave them, basically, we'll deal with the rate pass, the rates coming up later, right? Make a motion to deal with them later on. So you make a motion? Sure. Second, Rob, second, all in favor? Aye. Very good. All right, go forward with that. Clarification, it was for the divots on the course and the dirt. My clarification is, who's responsible for filling up the bottles on the carts?
The carts, the ones who judge the cart.
The cart person, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just, so many times and I don't take a cart, as you well know, but if I go to grab the divot mix from the cart without filling mine up, I've seen it, it's empty at least, and then the season's over, obviously, so it doesn't really matter. Well over 50% of the time they're empty,
Okay.
right? And so I don't know who's responsible. I know the guys
Oh, I
driving the
just set
cart
the
down,
cart down.
but they're always empty. It's like, it's out of control. It's like, this is crazy.
We'll have to get on them.
Yeah, okay. And then the same thing holds true for the some of the bins. And you can vouch for that, Sal, because I texted like the bins are empty on the part threes. If I'm trying to fill my divot mix, there's nothing in there, right? And especially I noticed one on the fourth hole most of the time is empty. I don't know why, I don't know what the situation with that one is, but I've just found that out, but
Yeah,
that's.
maybe that's our favorite one to not do. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so that was my.
It's not a often complaint I hear, so I'm sorry that you
Yeah.
encounter it a lot.
Well, whatever, it's a lot of times they're empty though.
Is that a good sign that people are using it?
2025.
I don't know. I don't know, do you guys, well, put it this way, do you guys use a divot mix?
Yeah, I think if it's
I don't
empty,
really
it's gotta
take
be
much
used.
of a divot, but if I do, I definitely use it.
Well, I bring a bottle and I don't fill mine, I fill mine and others, and I just, so that way it's.
My experience has been that one of them has something in it. There's two bottles usually, and,
I've got here, they both
that's,
been empty.
that's just been my experience, but
You walk or ride?
I ride mostly.
All right, I'm a walker, but I carry my own bottle,
Oh,
right? And then, I always fill it up, and then it's just,
I mean, it's such a new practice at Timberland, so you gotta give us some time to really master it.
you know, I saw a sign.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's never been done, so
No, yeah,
don't expect it to be perfect after 1 year.
where's that sign that you shared with me, sir? If you're not ready to prepare if you go past this point, be prepared to do, replace your divots, fill your divots, replace your ball marks, raise the bunkers. And if not, please go back home or something like that. I mean, what a great sign. I just,
Very safe time.
I thought that was, he sent me a picture of that. I said, well, what?
I've seen that.
Have you seen that? I've never seen that before. But
Was
I
that a
thought that was,
public course or private club or?
no, that was a public
I
course,
think it was
public
public.
course. Public course, but, and the bathrooms, and the other thing I was gonna tell everybody here. You guys realize everything's recorded, right? You know that's recorded.
Yeah.
Correct? So be careful what you say. Sometimes, because we start talking about the men's rooms or the bathrooms out there, not men's room, but. I mean, there was some comments passed, but keep in mind, there's people have medical issues. They use the bathrooms, right? The women's use the bathrooms all the time. Men sometimes don't have to do that because they'll irrigate differently. But it is also a reflection of the guests that come here, and it really is. So it's like, and it's not. We found dead, there's been birds in there that have been dead for days. And I told Saul about this, and he's seen that, and it's, then there's a whole slew of issues that we think. So I don't know who's responsible for doing that, taking care of those things.
We're not
But-
outside that.
Yes, yeah, on the course, and that's, but it's a problem, and they have to, nobody wants to do it, but it has to be done. I mean, the cobwebs are just, they've been there that didn't just happen. I can tell you that for a fact, some of these things.
That's why I mentioned.
And bees nests, and
I
it's
think
just like,
it's just a common problem with the course. We don't have enough,
help.
there's not enough hours,
Well, it's-
enough people to make the hours that
It's
that
not
are
so
needed
much,
to, take care of these things.
it's
you know?
not so much of the help, it's just the way the bathrooms are built. Because you can see where the birds can get in.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, if they don't wanna go there and do with the parties, like,
No,
because.
women don't want to do
The
that.
point is this, Jim, no matter where you go at the golf course, they have them out. They have,
Some.
you go to TPC and Cromwell when they have a turn, they're out there. You go to some of the other golf courses, they're out there. They're out there. There's nothing wrong with it. They're clean, they come in, they clean them, stuff like
The
that.
TPC also has physical brick and mortar ones too out there.
I don't know.
Well, if you've ever played, not just being a guest there, watching the tournament, but if you ever played there, there's brick and mortar ones out there also. I know there is, right? I mean, well, we've all seen it. Listen, that's where I was going with these things, so. That's it, so now we can kind of
So
go forward.
who's responsible for keeping it clean?
Saul,
No, is it?
not you,
It's not the,
Personal.
is it the maintenance?
Oh, it's Jerry's staff,
okay,
Very sad.
Yeah.
like we said in the last meeting.
okay. And that takes care of it, so that just clarifies that, and I'm sorry for not being here, but I was in Aruba, and kind of wish I was still there.
You're breaking my heart.
Yeah, all right, rates. Let's kind of get into the rates. Has everybody looked at this?
Oh, absolutely.
Good, good. And why don't we kind of open up this for discussion?
Well, can I start?
Yeah, Nancy?
Don't know why that the residents are getting a 10% increase and that out of the non-residents are getting a 5% increase. Why doesn't, why?
Well, that was, all right, let's go with a premise first of all, right? I mean, so can you go down to the bottom of the page on there? And that budget, is that a final number?
That's the number we're shooting for.
No, is that the final number? Is that the number they've given you to say this is what this is your budget? That is, okay, so that answers that question. All right, so
But
1.7 is the 1.75 is the number.
But
the cost.
why don't you just why isn't it 7.5% for non-resident and residents?
Well, okay, so let's just hear me out. There's a number that we kind of need to hit, right, that we're thinking about, okay, but in the same token, there's a couple factors that actually come into play right now. One is, we've never spent our entire budget in all the years that this cushion has been in play. And I think you, the three of us here are the longest staying members here. Is that, I think is that a true statement?
Yes, it is.
Right, okay. We've shown, positive growth and we have shown, positive revenue in every year that we have been here, correct? All right. The ordinance as it stood originally was we had to cover our costs. That was one of the
Right.
things that was charged with us, right? The new ordinance doesn't say that. The new ordinance is saying, the ordinance was changed that says, you know, over a 3-year span, then you need to show a positive number, correct? So think about those premises as we start going forward, all right? We don't want to first of all, we don't want to give it away, right? We didn't raise our rates last year only because we didn't make any, really do any improvements, right? There were no improvements. Last year at this time, nothing got done, to think about, right? That from August through whatever, right? And then so we made that decision at that point in time to say, let's put a break on the rate increases. And, you know, we'll deal with that next year. Well, hopefully now we're here, right? And this past year, we showed a profit for the fiscal year. So correct me if I'm wrong, it was about $125,000. That's correct, all right? And how much of that went back into the course for the mower or whatever it was it 50,000 or 75,000?
70,000.
70,000, all right, so you had $55,000 going back into the general fund. That's a fair statement? So,
Yes,
okay, so, you know, we're looking at this thing and saying, every year we're throwing back. I think that brings us over $500,000, $500,000, right? I mean, in the 5-6 years that we've been in existence. We have done, and this is basically for the newer people that are here, what we have done in the past is giving them 2 sets of rates. All right, and one of them is like, listen, here was the commission, the ordinance said this, X. However, we do believe that based upon, you know, the numbers that we've seen and projections that we've looked at all, that we're pretty rich. We are recommending, you know, Y, and the town council, you know, takes what we have to say very seriously, and they look at this thing and say, you know, fine, we'll go with Y. Are you sure? Yeah, we truly believe that, and guess what? We've been right every time, right? So with that being said, I mean, Sal put that in place with what he did. I took another look at this thing. And you know, we can start playing around with the rates. I mean, it doesn't have to be what it has to be. So the question now becomes, if we start looking at these things, and I know you guys all brought up the fact that, you know, do we have too many, right? That was actually brought up, right? And I don't know. I mean, we weeded this thing down. It was even worse before. You know, I mean, it was like, it looked like a Ouija board. It was like, this was crazy. You remember that?
But my point is this.
I know.
What-
Go ahead. I know you're going.
I know that we didn't raise the rates last year.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean we have to pay twice.
Okay, that's fair. So
That-
before we
it
even,
should be even across the board.
Nancy, I mean, I agree with you 100%. So before we even address that, I do have a couple of things that I need, I want to throw out there, right? And because I did spend some time with this thing, right? And so one of them.
Can I bring up a point?
Yeah.
Clarification, where Saul presented his proposed rate increases last month. And you came out with your own.
Correct.
Okay, so which one are we?
We're all gonna be in the same boat anyway, so, but I wanted, before, he's got mine up on the board right now. Right, that's mine on the board right now. So let's look at this. So I want to throw a couple things out there, and I don't know if this is true, the military fees that we have, the 18 and 9 Sol, is that for active duty? What is
Can
that?
someone answer that?
For the military?
Yeah.
No, it's everything, it's veterans.
Eh,
No, it's just that.
No, the military that we have right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all vets,
Yeah. It's
All vets and
and
active.
vets and active, okay,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
okay. So any retiree that's a vet, an ex-vet, right? Can get that rate?
Yes.
And they do.
I don't think I don't think they all know it.
But that's a single, that's for
Right, you don't
individual play, that's
Two
not.
of your
mass.
friends let their season pass holders go to pay season rates this year. So don't tell me people don't know.
Well, I didn't touch it. They
No, I'm
know.
saying
Okay,
people know.
I-
It's on the website, they know.
Okay, I just need clarity.
Yeah.
I need clarity on that, that's all, okay? The specials that you have here, so are those the junior, is that the junior golf league? Down below on the special, it says junior 18, junior 9.
Those are just our junior rates.
So the junior golf leagues, so they're included in that, those tournaments and whatnot that we have?
You have to clarify what you're talking about, because there's different kinds of junior leagues.
The junior PG, I don't know, whatever. Those T-shirts that they're walking around with. Those kids that they play,
That's,
what is that?
Those kids
that's,
do not pay a green fee.
no, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
They don't pay green, so how do they? They don't pay any green fees? Does that come under the CTPGA?
The only rates we get on those days are, again, I'm gonna clarify this, when we have a PGA Junior League, the only rates we get that day are if the parents rent a cart or if they buy a golf, range ball bucket.
So they play for free.
For the PGA Junior League, yes.
Why is that?
We'll have to ask Mark, that was there before I was.
But why is that? I mean, I'm gonna throw that out to everybody here. Why is that? And let me clarify
Does
this.
PGA give the course anything?
No,
No, I told you, the only rates we get that those days are cart fee rentals and range
so
balls.
Mark,
That's for league.
that's part of Mark's, right? That's no different than a league, right? If you look at this thing. And that's that, so Mark is running that PGA program, correct?
Yes,
I think we need a discussion with Mark
Yeah.
to say, okay, do we need to?
But why do they have that for free?
Minimal free, yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's for free, I think there's a charge, but
yeah, those
There is a
pay
charge.
something to be in the team,
exactly,
but the team does not pay like junior rates
They don't pay for the course, but they use the course?
for, no.
You close the course down.
Yeah, that's.
Again, we're talking about the PGA Junior League.
I-
Oh, I guess my question to Mark would be, how many times a year do they fly?
So that's why I was asking for an event list.
Yeah, so we get a feel how many times they're out there playing, and what type of financial impact would have to the course, because they're playing 60 rounds, only 5.
Even on Sunday afternoons, it's not,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter, people still play on Sunday afternoons, right? I mean,
Right,
I don't know, I'm asking you
Why do
guys.
they normally play golf, you know?
The weekends.
yeah.
Weekends, afternoons, or?
I, like I said, Mark's gonna have to be able to answer that question. So, yeah, there's nothing.
Where is Mark? Okay,
We'll just have to bring that up, so the time we can fight with that.
all right. The only other thing I wanna bring up is, something to think about. And I know we did it a couple of years ago, and we said we relooked at this thing, the season pass for the driving range. You know, we have one where we have an adult pass and we have a junior pass down there, right? I mean, if you think about it, and it's, do we wanna go à la carte? I mean, there were issues going on there that Sal, that you brought up, previously concerning those things. You wanna talk
Yeah, I
about,
mean,
can you expand upon it a little bit?
What we noticed is, let's say Lucas, you have a season pass, so you get a bucket, and then that bucket is shared with like 2 other people who could have bought a bucket.
Gotcha.
Um. How often does that happen? I'd say a lot more than.
If they play regularly,
Yeah.
they're splitting the
They're
cost up.
splitting it, right? So, and there are times where it happens in front of my face. They tell each other, oh, you got one, all right, I'll just take one of yours. So,
This high school fee for. That's not a that's a driving range?
no, that's the high school team, they give $1,000.
That's as a whole, okay.
Yeah, that's the teams. The-
That's their contribution.
So what we doing, we're talking about, so if I walk up and I'm going to the ring. And Bill walks up and I said, here, Bill, take half of my balls. We want to try to stop that? Is this what we're trying to
Well,
do?
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, listen, do we really want to go with passes?
Yeah.
Or just call it hard?
Regardless of the
Yeah,
issue.
really, yeah, that's
If you
correct.
think we're in the past, then nobody will use it.
Well, that's it, I mean, have you lost balls this year too, Sal, where people put them back in their trunk and walking away with them?
I mean, I've seen it, I just hope to hit it back onto the ring.
Eventually.
Eventually,
I think, but what I've seen up there, I see people don't use the entire bucket. Get a bag, put the ball in the bag, put it in their trunk, and then come back into the game.
Well, I know Stanley putting into that, they just said, listen, it's like going to a restaurant, you know? I'll take half my meal, then, I'll come back next week, I'll eat there again,
Well,
right?
take it home with you.
I'm not taking it home with me, but I think I'll bring it back.
So what you wanna do, so you wanna get rid of the patch rings? You wanna get rid of?
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that out there.
Pass ring,
Well,
is
this.
that new?
There's only a
No passes,
handful of them.
better.
I've always been a no pass kind of guy,
No passes, no doggy bags?
like, that was one of the first things we took out when my first time around with grades. And then, a couple adults brought it up this last season, so we put it back in. I mean, to me, either or, but I would vote for taking it out.
Because what is the patch rings in here? Is it like
$375 for the season.
How are,
$375 for the season?
Well, the price is fair, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not saying we're not getting the money
the money
back.
back, yeah.
It's just a headache to me, when
Police.
to police and, to think
So
that
let's,
it's not
so
happening.
then let's do that, let's try it this year without the pass and see how it works.
I can tell you, we have to be ready, because there'll be a handful of parents coming in here and saying, look,
when we
it
had
says
the meeting,
daycare, right? But at the same token, some of those parents left, right? No
Yeah.
offense,
They
they're left,
did.
right?
but you
So,
know,
is that true?
Yeah,
They went to another course, so,
when we had the meeting with the kids, what didn't they decide on, was that?
well,
was
there's
that
two
the-
passes out there, there's the adult pass and there's the junior pass.
Yeah, is
And
that,
then, we couldn't have one without the other, right? And so we just said,
okay,
And both categories have used it, so it's not like just adults share or kids do a lot too.
well,
Did
then,
anybody
so
ever
you
come
want to
in?
get rid of both of them?
listen, I just brought that up, we started looking at different things, right, through this whole. As I went through this, and I hope you guys spent the amount of time that I did on this, but it looks like nobody did, so let's just call it what it is.
Well, that did
No.
jump out.
Let's just not-
no,
And it's 10%? That's
So
5%.
people go in and say,
No, I can put down two, we can play with that, we can play with the team.
You had it 5-2, it was 10-5.
We only get one a day.
you only get one a day, that's the
Yeah.
thing.
One
Jen?
large a
I
day.
think we should keep the junior pass though. Because we had a big discussion about that when the kids came in, remember? Golf
Yeah,
and,
I do remember.
I think that. I don't know, is it young kids, the little kids that are abusing it?
No, they're teenagers, you wanna go at it again, we can go at it again.
Just get rid of the adult.
When they sign up, we're really gonna make sure they read the rules and they know the rules. We'll go from there.
okay. All right,
That's what we
now,
wanna do.
okay, that's fair enough, so. That clarifies my questions on this thing that I put off to the side, so. With that said. So I looked at this thing and now next we can get into your things, but with. As far as raising the rates and I think Sebby had a question too, considering that Social Security went up with 2.5%.
Right.
Right,
You know my position.
I know your position. So Sebby's position is hold steady and just raise CIP, correct?
Yes.
But that doesn't,
I.
CIP is not revenue here, okay,
It is revenue.
but
It's.
I understand what you're saying.
It is revenue.
But it's not-
Money come, let me finish, it's money coming into the course,
That
all right?
stays.
It's money that's coming into the town, that's revenue.
And that's-
it's money that's coming into the course, yes, okay, I agree.
So it's not, revenue that.
It's covering your expenses,
It's not going into the general
Yeah.
expense.
That's
it's
correct.
staying with the
General
course,
okay.
right?
that's fair enough,
So it's staying in this, course, budget.
Yeah.
Okay. yes,
All right. And one of the things that you mentioned a while back was that people that have season passes, well, they're playing $500, $200.
well, we can get into that too, because Sal actually ran some numbers on that, but yeah, go
So, by raising CIP, all right, you're gonna basically say to the guys that have season passes, why? Because the money's gonna stay at the course. Okay? My recommendation is to go up with $2 for 9 holes and $4 for 18 holes. Right,
for CIP.
for CIP, and the money stays at the course.
Okay, the problem that we have, I was in, okay, fair enough. Points are well taken.
And then
Right.
the other thing, if we're gonna go up with the percentage, right? I say 2%,
Okay.
especially for the residents. All
Okay, so,
right, especially for the residents.
Fair
I
enough.
mean,
fair enough, okay,
Have you all looked at Jim's rates?
now, hold on,
and then-
solid change, because we're gonna change that again in a minute.
And then,
Is it-
Come on,
Go ahead.
I'm allowed to ask a question. Have you all looked at the rates that he presented?
yes,
Yeah,
I guess,
yeah,
and then,
the ones that were online,
Yeah.
sweet,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then the other thing that I want.
It's only 12 grand less
Okay,
than
so
my
we're,
projected budget. Are you guys good with what he presented?
Yeah.
can we do, we're not done yet, because I'm gonna throw something else out there, and the reason I did it the way I did it is I want to get everybody's opinion before we start doing anything else. What are your thoughts on some of this stuff?
Yeah,
You know, okay, finish your comments, Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't get this one.
My opinion is that.
Hold on, let's let me finish.
Okay.
Here,
Yeah, it's trying to get
Any
in,
next one?
well, but it's quiet.
Was that yours?
Sebby, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Are you done, Sebby?
No, but I'll come back.
Finish, no, finish.
No.
Finish. No, finish. That's all right.
You got the 850. The other thing that I wanted to bring up, that the average, I looked it up, the average expenses for golf courses, right, especially municipal golf courses, the public golf courses, around $700,000-800,000
Annual,
annually. Yes.
For an 18-hole course.
Yes,
A municipal course in Connecticut.
countrywide.
Can't do countrywide. You got, the Northeast is more expensive
I'm just
than,
saying countrywide, and you're right, there is.
there's disparity,
I
right?
mean, one of the things we're always focusing on the revenue side. I'd like to see what we can do on the expense side too.
I don't disagree with you. It's
There's two here.
because from what I've seen, what they do their budgets here, it's just take it and multiply it by a factor and increase it, right? Which is, that's a lazy person's way of doing anything. I mean, let's just call it, because I've done budgets before, and that was come on. Now you have to, you understand how it is, so rather than dissecting it and doing all this stuff, the easy way is, oh, just increase it by 2% or 3%. You know what, which is garbage, it really is, across the board, right? So, and that way, who pays for that? Well, the taxpayers aren't paying for this, because it's all, we're self-sustaining, correct? So, your point, that's a valid point. What else, do you have?
The other thing is that, the golf course was established back in
Guys,
1970. It is basically for recreation and a benefit for the townspeople. Right, and basically what we're doing is we're charging a little more for the residents. So I think we gotta keep that in mind too.
Okay.
That's it, I'm done.
don't worry, Bill, we'll take it one side, okay, we'll go to the other side.
my feeling on this is that the rate increases are really nominal, Okay, I think they're perfectly within, you know.
Say
I
it.
think they're fine, okay? If there was gonna be an increase, I mean, you know, you're trying to, prepare for this, you know, budget at, you know, 1.7 million, I guess. And, you know, if there's a place, I think that it could be, increased at all, would be with the, leagues and, tournaments, you know, everything else seems good. I mean, it's in the range of what other courses are doing. But if you want my opinion, if we're trying to make a little more money to do some things that need to be done around the course, I think maybe that's the place we could do it. That's just my.
And that's fair, but your point, and I think you're kind of hitting on this without even realizing that. And we keep going back and forth with this, that you're right, if you want to make a little bit more money to do things around the course, you can do it. Well, we've had that opportunity year after year after year, and we haven't done it.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
another question.
So, I mean, no offense, so why is this any different? Right,
It's not.
you know what I mean?
But you know, I think as the commission, and we have some say in what gets done and where that money needs to come from. You know, I'm just thinking about, you know, where we're gonna get that money if we decide we wanna do some stuff, you know?
But we have to be able to do that. I understand what you're saying, but that's why you have to have a plan going forward before you say, I wanna have this extra money. Yeah, the extra money is just gonna go back into the general fund. Right now, and that's what's happening year after year after year,
Well, see, that's I think that's a problem.
right?
I mean, you know,
So
there's a lot of problems around here that I see, and, you know, I'm just one commissioner, I'm not gonna,
No, but your point's well taken.
but
That's
I just feel like, you know, our job is to try and improve the course, try and find the money to do it. You know, I think all these numbers look really nice. You know, I'm 100% behind Sal. But if we're trying to get a little more cash going, you know, I think that's the place, that's all.
So has the budget, we'll put it this way, the proposed budget is never gonna go up. It's only gonna go down, correct? That's been the history throughout the years. But you're never, they're never gonna give you more. That's the max they'll ever give you. So what happens is, in the budget process, as things go back and forth between the town council and the finance director, things get cut, right? And so that's the maximum number that you need to hit. Just so you understand what's going on here, that's the maximum number that you're gonna have to hit. Anything below that, you know, above that is gonna be gravy. Anything below that, well, then, you know, we're gonna probably end up with a number less than that. So we're gonna set our, and so here's the whole. Here's the rub, and this is why we said this before. We are a calendar year organization on a fiscal year budget. So you're like the casino, you really can't lose. Because the race that you have going to play for this calendar year.
Yeah.
Are only for expenses that are in half of the fiscal year.
Right.
Right.
Going from-
So it doesn't take,
from
listen, it doesn't take a genius to figure this stuff out, right? So I hope everybody looking at this thing online can understand that. And it's like being a bookie. You can't lose, right? I mean, technically, this is being recorded, so. But it's true. We are a calendar year organization, you know, on a fiscal year.
So are you
So,
saying
so
that,
what I'm saying is, I want to hear what everybody else has to say, and then we're gonna go through a little exercise, and that's why I did it the way I did it here. Lucas, what are your comments? What are your thoughts on this?
When he first started this clarification, your proposed budget was 10 and 5, was that not, and then is this correct 5 and 2?
This has nothing, don't worry
I know,
about
I'm
this.
just saying.
I mean,
Those, okay.
we're gonna go even further, and you'll see.
I'm okay with raising rates a little bit, I'd rather them be even on both residents and non-residents. And I don't know enough about it, I defer to Jim and Tom.
Bill?
Yeah, looking at this. Okay,
Just get,
bottom,
conceptually, just do it conceptually, and we'll get to the bottom line in a
okay,
minute.
okay. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I look at this and we're short $4,000.
Okay,
And in order to make that up,
you're short $12,000, but
That's a job.
again, but let me ask you a question. How much money were we short last year? We were short last year, if you kind of think back, we were
what
gonna
was
be,
it, 30?
we were gonna be short some. I can't remember the number, but we were gonna be short last year too, and guess what? We made $125,000.
Yeah, I know.
So you can't just look at the bottom line here, because you're gonna say to yourself, all right, so what's going on? I think what Saul did, and I'll be the first to admit that I was like, man, I'm not sure I like the way, but the average was just, it kind of smooths everything out, right? So if you have a good year and a bad year, guess what? It blends. And that's, rather than just saying, I can take the highest numbers and go from there, right? We can, there's an old term that, how can I say this? Liars use statistics. You ever heard that term before, right? You can make it fit anything you want, and you can. And that's just the way it is. I mean, and so if I wanted to make things go the way I want, I think the highest number of everything to say, oh, look, here's what it comes down to. But that's not what we're trying to do here, right? So I understand what you're saying. It's showing a loss. So conceptually, though, what are you thinking as far as, like Luke is already saying, blend it straight across the board, 2% or 5% or wherever it's going to be. What are your thoughts, Bill? What are your thoughts on the categories?
With non-resident greens fees, I would go up 5%. I mean, we're talking about, instead of maybe 2 cents, we're talking $2.
Okay.
And, we talked last time, and Mark suggested that the outings, I mean, with the outings and the leagues, I mean, we're full up with leagues. So we can go up on them
Yep.
Since people will come.
without a problem.
Okay.
That's,
All right,
that's what I'm
that's
saying.
it.
And that's.
And that's fair. That's fair. Okay. So leagues,
Get that. extra-
outings, yes. I was leagues 2 point. Okay.
Well, then
Hold on. We're all going to finish, and then we're gonna kind of circle back on some of this stuff.
I mean, that's the primary thing
Okay.
that I saw here, and I would. In my calculation, I would go up 2% on the outings and the leagues. Not
Yeah.
major.
Yeah, I think we have to have a people amount of
Perry going through. Okay.
non-residents. And I agree that, not so much of the leagues, that's we're gonna get more money. So, yeah. so for the leagues,
Those are guaranteed. I mean, the leagues are guaranteed money too, for the most part. I mean, that's money up front that you get.
And they're clamoring to get in.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not like, we gotta worry about filling the slots.
Yeah, and no, but then again, too, you gotta, and once the leagues do come in, it all depends on how much money you're going up for them.
Yeah.
They're gonna look at that too, okay, because they could probably go elsewhere.
Right.
Just be honest, but I mean, yeah, they like Timlin, everybody likes to come to Timlin, because they get a good deal at Timlin, but. This is the other thing, and listen, no matter which way you look at it, things are gonna go up this year. 2025, get ready for it, it's gonna go up.
That's correct.
There's no, so either we go up and just put, with this where we're gonna be at, and stick to it and call it. a day. Okay, so we just can't go after the league.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
But if we presented two.
We may not have to,
No,
but go
if we
ahead.
did.
Yeah.
Are we presenting two, like Saul's, which is,
Well, so Saul's
There's a
covered,
different
because Saul covered, yes, Saul,
which has different percentages?
we haven't decided what we're gonna do yet, but
But if we did,
if we did,
and we did two, would the percentages be different on? the
it all, yes, it would all be what we agree upon. So now, with that being said, okay, with that being
I'm putting
said,
that on your tombstone. With that being said.
I'm sorry,
It says it all.
I'm sorry.
That's
So,
right.
hearing what everybody has to say here, right? And then going back and looking at this thing, saying, okay, we've never spent our budget, ever, right? We know our budget's gonna go down. It's not gonna go up, it's not, right? If anything, it's just gonna go down. It'll go down, it's not gonna go down $100,000. Let's just call it what it is, the most it's gonna go down, what, $20,000 the most, right? realistically, and who knows, but we can go from there. But with that, Sal, if you could do me a favor, so I think we all agree that the outing fee has to go up, right? And Sal, you raised that a buck,
I did two,
did $2? Okay, I'm looking at,
well, 1 and 2.
you did 1 and 2, okay, so and that's.
I was gonna do,
All right, so if you go down to,
66.
let's, and this is the nice thing about this whole thing, so Saul, if you go into leagues. If you want me to drive, I'll drive, so
Drive what?
that. Go to, not go to leagues, go to outings, I'm sorry, outings, outings, and then, so we went up a buck, so you wanna go up $2, make that,
Yes.
okay, so if you make that make that 65 and 60.
Right.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now, think about this, now. And I can go either way with this thing. Balls, don't worry, don't keep going down, don't, believe me, don't. Balls. Driving range balls, yes. Now, I put a comment over to the right. On, do you want a per person fee? So did anybody ever buy balls for the range on the outings?
Yeah,
All right, so Saul, how many did that last year? That was, I think that was 0, right?
It's all in these numbers.
So it's in their
It's all
numbers,
in their
okay,
numbers.
so you can, that's irrelevant then, that 250 is irrelevant, it's 0. The adult pass, you guys wanna leave those things in there? I said raise, the range sheets for juniors, no offense, raise it to 250. No, I'm just telling you the way, that's my personal feeling, I'd raise it to 250,
Oh, for the juniors?
yes, the junior range.
What's
Okay,
this outing range fee? They pay $250 for.
well,
a ball?
they're not paying anything, that's included of, it's gonna run rent, because I had a comment in there that, you know, do we wanna give a 1 fee? So no, the heck with it, we're not going to. So the adult pass for, was it 375 last year, Saul?
Yeah.
Now, is that? So what's a large bucket? Right now, we're saying there's a large bucket, it's like $9, right? That's 41 buckets throughout the whole season. What do you figure, if I raise that to 400, that's 44 buckets. You know, $400, is that, do you think that's too much? For unlimited balls? Or a
I'm
bucket a
good
day?
at 375, I mean,
Well, that's what you had, you didn't go up, correct?
No.
So do we go up by $25?
I'm good with where it is.
I need that because I'm telling you, what are you gonna go $25 for?
Whatever, I'm just. throwing
That's
it out
only
there.
like
Okay, Sal.
75
All right,
bucks.
good, all right, so let's
What's that, Sal?
We only have like 3 of them, so
Yeah, I know.
we're talking.
All right, Sal, do me a favor,
100
go
bucks.
to the top of the page. Season pass, right there, right there. Can you make that 2%? Just put, no.
I'm not raising seniors.
No, see proposed rates?
On the 5.
No, I know, but I'm not raising.
Well, for the super seniors, why don't we, all right, so let's just talk about this.
Super seniors are.
Listen, I'm good with
That's
Jim's proposal.
200.
The 5.
But that was, but that, to me, I don't
If
even.
you wanna go lower, I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my own down.
Well, that's fine, you want me wrong,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you what, I'll get in front of the town council, and I'm not sure you really wanna see that. So,
I
do
hope
me a
they
favor,
recognize who you are.
Super seniors?
do me a favor, make that 2%, please. At the 5%, make that a 2%.
I thought didn't people just say they're good with it?
No,
No, I
No,
don't
they
think
didn't,
so.
and it's like, that wasn't, no offense, so that wasn't the object here, the object here was to go through this.
Yeah.
It's a working set.
That's what this is a working session,
So $10 instead of 25.
all right? So 2% there, and then go down below, is 2%, keep going, so that is now 2% right there for the non-residents. That 5% now becomes 2%.
Oh, you were even on ball. Okay.
Make that a 2, please. Thank you. All right. And then that will do it. Now, if you go down, you should have it'll be somewhere around a $20,000 loss, if I'm not mistaken. 15 grand.
15.
No,
All right, so
nothing.
that's nothing,
Right.
No,
right? That's nothing.
no,
Considering that we've given back, we did the same thing last year.
no.
And we had $125,000, and we had a loss showing last year. Considering, and this was a good year, because we didn't have a whole.
So you thought just the season passes should be higher, not the, right, this.
I mean, if you're
On
gonna,
both sides. then.
listen, if you're gonna do 2% of season pass, why even increase it? Why am I gonna bust people's chops for $30?
Because
Yeah, because.
everything's
people are
going up,
gonna
so what,
expect
you're
it.
gonna do it, it doesn't matter, it's 2%.
Better go up 2%.
You know, last year we
every
stayed flat, I didn't get to add staff, and then y'all complained about us not doing anything all year.
Well, wait a minute,
Right?
what,
This
would
year
you,
I'm trying to add
whoa, whoa,
staff.
whoa, 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 time,
Right.
no,
Go ahead.
that's a false statement, Saul. That's a false statement, you didn't spend your budget. It had nothing to do with any staff, you didn't spend your budget. You didn't spend your budget by $135,000, so, no offense. That has nothing to do with any adding staff, you can make that 100%,
You're
you
right,
still
too.
wouldn't spend it,
You're right,
it's irrelevant, so
I
that's
retract
a
my
false
statement,
statement. That-
I retract my false statement,
Okay, that's a false statement, and
I
it is,
retract my false statement,
thank you,
thanks, Alina, you got that?
you don't need to put that in there.
I retract my false statement,
But that's more,
is there anything else I could do to this chart?
I don't know, what do you guys?
We'll see for the
Can we
league.
figure this out?
Yeah, go to the leagues, the
Figure it
leagues,
out. Ask Jim, he's the one changing everything, I showed you what I did.
He didn't go up on the.
I didn't go, the
No,
leagues,
he brought it down, I went up more.
so the leagues should go up, if everything went up by 2%. Right, hold on,
I didn't think people would notice if it went up $1
Right.
or two.
leagues,
That's ridiculous.
oh, the 2% didn't go in there. Wait a minute.
No,
There wasn't a percentage on the league increases?
$20, no, he put it on $20, right?
Alright,
so what if he changed it to 22?
Right, I mean.
You don't
people are
wanna
gonna
go
expect-
that, wait a minute, the leagues, the residents are what, now $20,
Right.
right? And that's fair, and you have the senior residents are what,
16.
okay? Wait, I can't, 16, okay, then it's $22.50, right?
Yeah.
And the non-resident senior is what, 18, okay. Fair enough. And what are the specials, Saul? What does that mean?
Now, why didn't you,
Well,
why
there's
didn't the
special
resident
pricing.
senior go up $1?
They did, but you,
No,
That's Gary,
it's the same price as your normal daily fee price,
okay,
that's why
Oh,
it,
okay.
you can't go up more than 16.
no. And they're guaranteed tea times, right? And you're paid up front for a lot of that stuff, or.
I
So,
mean, if leagues don't show, people who actually pay more will play. Does that make sense? You know, the twilight rates right now is not being used because it's all league from 3 to 6.
Yep.
Right, so this $39 twilight rate that we have all summer doesn't get used because it's all leagues.
right,
So if leagues don't show up, you actually may have
that's
people who
Yeah,
pay
but
more
our-
to show up.
another reason to go up on the
Yeah,
league.
I mean,
the
we're
leagues-
taking people off from 6 to 7, you know,
Yeah, because that,
with
it's taking up the
with
time.
twilight rates.
We're not,
all right, so
we're
if we,
not getting any twilight play, okay?
None,
So the leagues should be
Leagues have.
paying for that, cause they go out after they're done and keep playing.
no, it's dark. It's
Well,
dark,
when they can't,
it's dark, but that's interesting. All right, no, that's the first time, that's interesting. So if you raise that more than $1, Sal, to, the league residents, what, they're gonna, so what's a league, what's a resident during the week now? For 9 holes, it's 21. So we gave them a break because they're paying up front. Is that what we're doing?
yeah, it's 21 versus 20.
All right, so because they were paying everything up front, right? That's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And did they still have to pay?
No, I'm sorry, to 21 was not the increase rate, so,
Yeah, it was. I'm looking at this thing now.
well, it says 21.42, whatever you go to.
21.42.
Yeah.
So if I made that 21.50,
Versus 20.
that do to the leagues, something looks wrong there. $240 is something, that's your, minus amounts, right? For the $40, okay. So did the leagues pay CIP, Saul?
Yes,
Now, is that paid up front?
no,
Now, are you sure about the leagues
well,
pay?
if they pay, yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
So they pay their. I pay my CIP.
You're not upfront and you're a season pass holder.
I pay when I go.
Yeah,
and
season
then-
pass
You
holders
go
pay as
also,
well.
right?
Yeah,
So if you don't own a season pass, you
it's
don't,
already built in,
it's built into the trophy.
That's if your league is prepaid.
right.
Like some leagues are not prepaid and they have people who are not season pass holders, so they pay.
Okay, okay, all right,
Whatever
all
the
right,
rate
that's what
plus
that, okay, so that covers. Okay, now I didn't know that, so if we went up to now, if we said to them, Sally, we made those versus $20, maybe $20.50, right? And then $16.50 and then 23, what's it for a non-resident now for?
22.50.
So we get 23, so, all right, so you're giving them a 50-cent break, basically, right? So go down, if you raise each of those things by 50 cents. So we get 20.50,
Yeah, I got you.
all right. 16.50,
Yeah, I got you.
no, I know you do, I know you do.
Yeah,
23.
I got you.
And 19. No, this is a working session, man. This is nothing, you know, we're just business. Man. And the specials, are we gonna leave those the way they are? For the Twilight and the, that's fair enough. Okay, so let's see where you're at now. There you go, man.
Not bad.
All right? Yeah, fair enough. Now, now this is here, we're keeping carts the same. Carts are not going up, fair enough?
Good,
We agree with that one.
right.
Okay, so I wonder what you start thinking about this. So what year are we in on the carts?
What?
What year are we in the carts? Is it year 2 or 3?
This is year 2.
That's 3.
Last year, this is year 3 coming up, right?
Yeah,
It's a 5-year lease. They're gonna buy you out after 4. Usually, that's the way it goes. In the past, they've always bought you out the year before, right? They always have, so. We need really to kind of sit back and think about. Are we gonna stay with gas or are we gonna go with electric? And I know this is, this is like the 10th time I've mentioned this. But this is something we really need to think about. So if you want GPS, like other courses have. Right, that on the street, you have to have electric, right? That means you need a barn. That means you need the infrastructure, right? But those are some of the things, but on the flip side, you can have advertising revenue coming through the door. You know, Ramsey can advertise, Martin Russell can advertise, people can advertise on this thing, on the screen,
Oh,
and that generates revenue. It's like no different than the billboards, right? Right, it's the same kind of concept.
mhm.
So we really need to start thinking about that. Do we want to go down that road?
Then the other thing too, is there any grant money out there
What?
to go,
For the solar,
all right, to go solar,
sure.
all right?
But that's what I said before. You have
But
to
there's
get-
something, I mean,
We have to get a grant writer in town.
Well, we do have one. in
But it's
town.
not in town.
all right, so we have a new town manager that we're gonna address some of these things. But this is
That's
something,
right. You can
that's
write-
something to think about,
You can
people,
write it anywhere you want.
right?
Well, that's true too, but we have one, but it's too far away. They're not doing it.
Well,
And if I think we
all right,
did have a
so
grant writer, we could get them.
we're not gonna discuss that right now, but
Yeah.
it's the seat again now has been
But
watered,
that's-
and watered, and now we
And
need.
that's something to keep in mind, you gotta look at the.
But this is not gonna happen overnight,
Right.
right? So, okay. All right, so look, so if we go back down to the bottom line. We're at the bottom line here of a loss of what, 11, 12 grand, right? 11 and change. Is everybody comfortable with that, first of all? Okay, let's just go around the table. Rob? Thoughts?
Well, like you said, you know, it works out, you know, we end up making money at the end of the season. But, I don't like the look of it, that this, you know, that we're not making money.
You don't like the 11,000?
Yeah.
And so so, well, we don't have last year's,
We had a great year this year, we had great weather.
no,
I don't
yeah,
know
no,
if we're gonna
Lot
have
of rain
another year like that.
Well, that's what-
in 20,
yeah.
right?
They had a
Yeah.
lot
So-
of rain in the summer and the
So
fall.
that, so what you're saying that, you're saying that the 11,000 is not enough?
No,
No,
I'm
no,
saying,
he wants to cover his costs.
yeah, I just wanna cover costs, is what I'm saying.
You know, the thing is, you know,
But no, you don't. That's what we did in average.
$11,000 for the big picture for this town, to not get $11,000 out of $1,700,000 is a drop in the bucket.
Considering the ordinance, 3 years.
Hey, I've only been here like 8 or 9 months, okay? I don't know everything, so, you know, I'm gonna defer to you guys
that's what-
on this issue, you know, you think it's fine, I'm good with it.
And
Go ahead, no, speak.
the other thing I'd like to see is I would see CIP go.
Well, that's interesting. So if we, I disagree with, I disagree with $2 and $4.
Well, we can go something a little less.
$1.50 and $3. Well, that, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I
And
mean,
if you're talking about eventually like needing a barn, if you went.
we need to, thank you, Nancy, you need a barn.
Yeah, so if you went up with CIP, wouldn't that is,
So,
But the other question is that money guaranteed to stay at the golf?
yes,
if it's
If it's,
CIP,
if it's
If it's CIP,
It's supposed to.
if it's staying at the golf course and you wanna raise it, because that's the money that you're gonna raise to build the barn if we're gonna go like.
yeah. If
So
it's
get ahead of
CIP,
the
it
So-
stays at the golf.
so have they ever done a sweep?
Sorry?
Have they ever done a sweep of your accounts? Your CIP account that CIP has a sweep with it.
Oh, yeah, they took it all.
Okay, so what used to happen is some of the state budgets, is they do a sweep, right? All right, so if there was money left over, you know, that's not.
It's a rolling balance.
It gets all rolled up. It gets all
Every
rolled
month,
up.
we get something other than, you know, obviously December, January, February, when we don't have rounds, so.
And so you're running at, he's running at a loss for, you're right, for this
Months.
December, January, February, into March, right? So it's a 4 month, and then you start, the revenue, actually March, the revenue starts coming in, but that's just the way it is, but that's the way, that's life, right? It's always been like that. And again,
It's a seasonal thing around.
that's, Thank
Losing
you.
11 grand, I'll just lessen my lunch budget. It's not for Ramsey, but, you know.
See what you eat, it's not that much.
all
I
right,
think that's a good idea, go it up 50%.
can we do that, so?
For the set.
Can we go up on the CIP? I don't know, that's
The
out of
thing
our
is,
purview.
We.
When you-
Hold on.
When you go up on CIP, the green fee number doesn't change,
Correct.
Right.
so. I think you have to wait till you go up more, and then you say, you know,
What do you mean?
because. Right now, we only went up. Let's say 50 cents,
It
right?
went up nothing, it was a drop in the bucket.
33.50, right, is gonna be the new rate. If we increase CIP this year, you're actually losing your green fee value. From last year.
The revenue.
What do
Does
you
that
mean?
make
I
sense?
don't understand that.
No,
So-
what do you mean? If this is-
33
This is not the CIP is on top of this.
No, I know, but if you increase CIP this year to $3, right?
Yeah.
Instead of, so they're actually gonna pay $36.50,
Wait, let me put my glasses on, John.
right, as a new rate.
All right, so,
But if you
no,
minus,
yeah, 36.50, so is it, how are you gonna round these things down? You have weekday 18 is 33.66. We may have to adjust this to make it,
I'm just gonna go to the 50 cent.
okay, whatever. Well, if you,
I like
once
it
you start
round,
doing
but-
that, rounding,
Yeah.
Because you
I like
think
it
numbers
flat,
work.
but,
that's
Yeah.
fine, and that's fair enough, right?
cause I don't like
So,
points.
and that's fair, no,
Right.
I'm okay with that, so what do you mean, so you went 50 cents up to 50 cents, and then we're gonna go up by,
No, I'm saying when you wanna change your CIP value, your green fee has to go up a little more, right? Let's say this year you went up $2, right? You could actually just say we stayed flat but increased CIP.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh, you don't wanna do both.
I know what you're
You
saying.
can't, you have to do both.
Right.
We have to do both.
You have to, you can't just increase CIP and not increase green fees.
Right, that's.
All right, so but we're
that's what
doing
I
that,
was
so.
About to finish saying that.
But right, we're not
Go up.
increasing enough this year to increase CIP. You have to increase a little more, like maybe when we finish our bunkers and stuff. When you think of increasing a little more than 50 cents. You, instead of increasing the rate, you increase CIP. But the end number still increases to the customer.
Right, I'm saying increase the rate and increase CIP. There's all the CIP we're supposed to go here, so if you take, just using a number, 50 cents,
Right.
45,000 rounds, that's $22,500. That,
But remember, CIP is not revenue.
No, we understand that. No.
I know
We-
that,
no,
I know, it doesn't.
No,
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 it's
no,
revenue.
no,
But not to the budget.
not,
Doesn't-
no,
yeah,
it's not
negative
operating
It's a
expense, no.
budget.
Right? It's not,
That's 21.
it's not operating expense,
It's not
revenue.
operating expense
Okay, so it's not operating
or
expense.
revenue.
Right,
That's correct. It's not revenue,
It's
but
not
it goes
margin,
into our, it's for capital
So-
expenditures.
I think I'm trying to explain this probably like. If you, let's say in 2 years, we stay at our rates and let's just say it's 33. Instead of increasing 33, you increase CIP. But at the end of the day, the customer still has that increase in price. We
Yeah,
just take
sure.
home more with CIP.
Yeah.
You know, right now, when you're increasing in
Why don't we just,
Town-
intervals.
why don't we do them both?
yeah.
Why don't we
And when we
You have
finish
to
our
do it.
projects, you can do both.
No,
Well,
no,
we're gonna have
you're
in
gonna
the
need more,
spring,
you
we're
got more
gonna
money.
have new new bunkers,
Bunkers,
hopefully.
yeah.
Not only that, you're gonna have to start putting aside money in a reserve for, if we do go electric,
You.
for a
you-
barn.
When we have a surplus at the end of this year, we can put money away
Yeah, but that's,
to reserve.
you have other equipment that you're gonna have to buy, right?
Right now, I asked Jerry to stay flat on.
Yeah, but if you had to buy other equipment, because now we have irrigation, our irrigation is not gonna last.
No, I'm sorry, I thought you meant like. Equipment like mowers and stuff, cause we've gotten some mowers lately, so
Yeah.
he's getting updated on that. There's money for irrigation. That's gonna be a surprise, cause there's no time on when we know irrigation is gonna go.
But you have to start setting up a reserve for that, you know what I mean? I mean, you just can't say, listen, I need $1 million to do an irrigation system, right? I mean, so starting now, and at least, you know, it's a budget, it's setting for a budget, right? So now I start putting money aside now and have a reserve. Listen, I'm putting this, just so everybody knows.
We actually did
Your
that
money.
with the 70 grand, but we used it already.
Yeah, well, you're gonna do the same thing with, you know, you need a barn, right? We still need electricity in there. You still need to have an architect come and figure where you're gonna put it, right? I mean, there's all,
I mean, you guys, all these things you want, you know what's gonna happen.
What?
Expenses are gonna go up.
we know that.
Yeah.
You do, you
know what
know that, but now at least
Charging
it's, you're starting to
Yeah.
offset it, so you're starting to offset some of the stuff. But then, you know, and that's the whole thing about being transparent, and putting this stuff forward, tell people, listen, here's where we're going, right? Here's where your money is going, and that's, but go ahead, yes.
Okay, just wanna make sure I got this clear. If we put this in, this goes to the budget for the town.
Yes, this goes for operating, this is
We
operating expense,
If we raise CIP, it doesn't go to the town.
that's correct. And what I'm saying is I do both, I would, if we can,
Right,
I'd go up here and I'd do the
right, so we
CIP,
get rid of.
another 50 cents and $1.
So that, at the end of the day, that's $1.50 to the person.
Yeah,
Yes, that's correct,
Basically, right.
correct.
50 cents, I mean.
We're only increasing in 50 cents.
No, it's a $1.50 to the person, but the
Dollars?
part recovers OE, the operating, my normal operating expenses, and the other part is gonna pay for capital improvements.
No, I know,
Go
but
ahead,
at the end of the day, I don't think people will realize $1.50 increase.
well, you know what, the other,
So, when
go ahead.
when we were increasing. I think we have to wait on CIP when you're increasing more. Cause let's just say you're increasing $1.50, you're right, you could separate that and do the two. One for, half for this and half for CIP. But
Are
right
you,
now, you're
are you
only
gonna tell
increasing
them,
50 cents.
are you saying that you can't do them both?
No,
Because
I didn't say that, I said if you're gonna do both, you have to do it in a bigger amount of increase.
So you want $2?
No, I'm not saying now, I'm saying in the future, if you wanna do both,
well,
you have to think of more of an increase.
Why can't we just
Okay,
put this
so-
in play now? Let me finish. Put this in play now, we raise them both, 50 cents and $1, right? So it's now $2, what's it, $1.50 and two, and
It's one. and
150.
two, Right, 1 and 2.
it's
One
one
and
and
two,
two,
right.
so it'll be $1.50 and $3, right? And then we still have the increase.
Yeah.
And that way, going down the road, you have a bigger kitty to pull from, Saul, when you need, if you need equipment, or you can start setting reserves for, bunkers that you're gonna be light on if you think you're gonna be light, or the barn, or irrigation, or whatever, or bridges, or whatever
I
else that we're
mean,
gonna
the
need.
other alternative would be just to increase CIP to season ticket holders.
I don't think you can do that, it's discrimination.
Yeah,
You can't do that.
yeah.
No, you can't do that. It's all or none. That's not, you can't pick and choose like that.
Yeah.
But I know what you're trying to get at, but it doesn't matter, so it's still the same.
Does it,
Everybody's got a reflection in here. It doesn't really matter. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I think you're right, so, once people see the improvements, they wouldn't mind paying
The extra.
extra SIP.
You actually,
That's not gonna
you have
happen.
to, because we're gonna be in debt to our SIP.
Yeah.
To pay it off faster, you gotta get more at the time.
But I think, the town has got some obligation here too, to, if they wanna see improvements and they've gotta get more funding.
We're not there yet, but I think the town's on board with some of the improvement. I think so you went in front of the planning, they wanted the 3 bids, right? They wanted to see something in there with an architect because of course, we're
That's
ones that have
just
gone
what
for
they
other-
want me to do to proceed with with the project. I mean, I still don't know if we're gonna.
But they
at the end
were,
of the day, if the town's gonna give us money or not.
they were positive.
Really?
The last time we
Yeah.
met with them, I thought they were pretty positive going forward, that they realized that it needs,
Yeah, I mean, I hope I'm not doing this just for my.
no, this is not an exercise. in futility.
So, Jared and I are going through this like, it's a long project. you know?
Yeah, and that's fair, because I think it's gonna go forward. All right, so where are we at now with this thing? We're at 12 grand still? 11,875. So-
One minor point I want to point out
Sure.
is that what happens is the military for 9 holes is less than a senior resident for 9 holes.
For this, how about for 18?
I think for 18,
And that's fine, we don't, I
It
mean,
doesn't matter, I mean, it's the military.
Yeah.
It's the military.
so you raise it a buck? Raise it a buck. Right, and it's 16, you're still cutting a break,
oh yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and listen, I'm okay with that,
Make it 16.
and make it 26, but what?
around column.
Huh?
Around column.
You know what, 26 or 20, 20,
Increase
20?
the headers every time.
Oh boy.
Once I round these off, that 11 might go away, so.
Well, I mean, or it'll go up a little bit, but listen, Sal, you're gonna be below $12,000, right? That's where you're at. Is everybody comfortable with this? I mean, so let's go around. Can I have a motion to accept this? Sal, are you comfortable with this thing now? Understanding all aspects?
You want the season
So
higher,
the
right?
only thing I was saying in our last meeting was. We have to clean up who plays in the weekends.
What do you mean?
You know, if we really want to. You know, whatever, clean this up without increasing so much, let's have the right people playing the weekends. So here, like for kids, it says after 12. I would say we should do it like after
3?
3, just like a season pass holder.
Yes,
And you can even throw in a senior rate there after 3.
yep,
Because some of the seniors were complaining to me that we take care of the juniors over the weekends.
That's
you know,
interesting.
Seniors, so I propose it to be after 3 and have the senior rate also after 3 in the weekends.
There is no senior rate after the weekend.
There isn't,
So put one in.
well, that's not proposed,
Oh, okay, fine.
but the junior rate, I would say in the weekends, it has to be after 3, because there's too many of
That's right.
these, like.
Mhm.
Even in the 12 o'clock range that plays, we can still get full value for that. And obviously, they wanna play, they have to pay normal rates.
But do they, we don't even know if they pay.
Sorry?
We don't know even.
No,
if
no,
they-
like these are like who has tea times,
Right.
like,
Oh, the juniors are after 3, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough.
yeah, definitely.
That's fair
the
enough.
only juniors that would play on weekend mornings are your junior season pass holders, that's unlimited. And that could be a perk for that pass.
Fair. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
We've lost some value to our season pass for juniors because of, you know, that $5 rate.
Mhm.
But we're getting reimbursed for that.
Yes, but still, why,
But
why
even
would,
then,
why
we get-
would
are we-
a family spend
Oh, sure.
$500 on
What?
a season pass when they can pay $5 at a time, you
But
know?
so are we getting all reimbursed? We all get reimbursed.
Yes, for
So,
that,
are we
it's not
making,
PJ Junior League,
yes, I know.
that's youth on course,
Okay, that's,
that we
Yeah.
get
Now-
reimbursed,
that we can get full value for though,
we
right?
get $13 a head.
Which is better than buying a season pass for a couple $100, right?
Yes,
We're making
and-
more money in the long run, correct?
I don't know if it's better for them to get the season pass or pay a la carte for $5, you know,
You're talking peanuts as far as,
well,
right, it's,
but if you put a value of saying, hey, you're the only juniors that will play before 3, that's a value to get.
that's fair enough. The junior
to get the
unlimited,
season pass, the
okay,
junior unlimited.
I'm okay, that makes sense.
So we gotta check
So are
with
you gonna
Mark
change
too.
it to?
Well, this is, when does this due?
I have to give this in by January,
January what?
the second meeting.
Huh?
The second meeting, so
Third week.
Is that
third
before?
Tuesday.
Is that
Okay,
before?
so
Third one season.
So we, you know what, so we can do, listen, we can have a special meeting, and we've done this before,
Town council.
yes. So you need this thing by the third
Wait, why
Tuesday,
do we need a special meeting?
the third Tuesday is, the third Tuesday, Saul? Is that what you said? Or the second Tuesday?
Third,
The third Tuesday is the 21st,
yeah.
but however, the third Thursday is the 16th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So, wow, we can have this finalized for that. If this is what we're doing, and the only open question that we have right now is Mark's, correct?
what is the question, Mark?
The question is, Mark, is how are his junior PGAs
Paying for
paying for their,
I
paying for
told
their?
you they don't.
Well, that's an issue. And
Well,
why is that?
an issue to the rates?
Yes,
Or
no, yeah, because there should be a fee with that.
I
We're
think
not gonna
that
change
should
the
be a
rates.
separate meeting.
No, we're not
That
gonna change
has
the
nothing to do
rates.
with rates.
But it has nothing to do with the rates.
Could be generating more
It's gonna
revenue.
generate more revenue.
You wanna talk to him about what he does with his programs.
Yes,
That's
that's gonna be on the meeting, so he has to
That
be
has
here.
nothing to do with,
That's nothing to do with the rates, that's the rates. But if this is the case, I think the only thing right now, if we're good with this number, the only thing we have to find out, Saul, is can we raise CIP? And that has nothing, again, nothing to do with the rates.
right. I would say, if you wanna raise CIP, I would say we raise this to what you know, do this proposal or whatever you wanna call this, and then raise CIP separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair enough, we can discuss that next
If it
meeting.
makes sense.
So,
But I'll find out if we can.
fair enough, that's fair. All right, so let's go around the table. Is everybody, comfortable with where we're at right now, basically 11 and change or $12,000.
So it's 2%
It's
basically.
2%.
I'm gonna round numbers up, and I'm gonna stick with this end number,
Well,
be around there.
12,000, listen, so 12,000 is
And,
a number.
I'll email to everyone tomorrow. And y'all can look at it over the weekend.
Fair enough.
Okay.
12,000 is a number,
That's
basically.
fine.
I'm still a little bit confused.
Go ahead.
The junior
I was
program,
good at 5%.
Sorry.
the junior program for
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
You gotta throw that out because Mark's not here to answer.
I understand that, but I'm just confused, I'm just.
Let that go.
So,
That him answer that.
raising the question.
That him, he's gonna.
If we go out and charge the junior group, to play on the weekends. My question would be, how many rounds do they play a year on Sunday? Okay, how much are we gonna charge them? They should be in a category of,
Special,
leagues.
you're right. You're right, but it'd be a junior fee, but yes.
Right, and so it should be another category under the leagues, which is gonna generate another.
But we don't even know if they pay us. We don't know.
Right, we don't, but that's gotta be looked at.
Yes.
So there's a possibility that we might be adding in another category under leagues for junior, that's Mark's program, that's gonna increase the revenue.
That's correct.
I'm gonna, so I'll clarify this a little more. You're done, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm done.
PGA Junior League, that's one category we spoke about. Another category is Under Armour Junior League, Under Armour Juniors.
They don't,
We get per head a junior fee for that.
okay. All right, so it's a per round, right?
But that's the Under Armour one.
So is that in there at all?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay.
There's junior fee.
Okay.
Okay, so those are
What
t-shirt
other
kids.
juniors get on the course?
What are PGA juniors?
That's the one with the shirts.
I thought that was Under Armour.
No,
That's what I
Under
thought,
Armour
too.
is more like a tournament.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
Oh,
Okay.
How many players does he have in that?
In the Under Armour, he gets a lot, like over 100, maybe 80 to 100. Maybe where the problem there is when they tee off, maybe they gotta go a little later so we can get more of our rates. But,
well, it's not free, is it?
well, no, again, I'm gonna say it again.
Well,
The PJ Junior League, which is one of them, all we get is cart fees and range balls.
No, that's BS.
I'm just saying, that's what we get,
Okay.
okay? I'm not saying if it's right or wrong.
Okay,
The second junior tournament he brings in is Under Armour, where we get a junior fee per head. And also a card fee if the parents rent, and also a range ball.
okay, so fair enough. That's fair. Okay,
So the guy,
So-
how many, I'm sorry.
go ahead, so.
If I recall, those are the two junior programs that play on our course.
Okay, fair enough.
Does anybody know how many players he's got with him?
No, that's, I can tell you that.
That's Under Armour.
Yeah, that's a big program.
Right, that's
Yeah,
what
it
they
is,
call
like,
it.
I see people out there with shirts.
And that's the future for the kids who playing golf.
And that's fine. Listen, I'm got a problem with that, but it's not free.
That's like Little League.
You're right, AAU,
You know what I'm saying?
right? That's AAU.
Yeah, you pay big bucks.
I'm not using it, but okay, all right.
So what is publication?
Publication is when we get on a playbook, like a CSGA playbook, or basically it's a coupon that they bring in once a year
Okay.
for $49,
Alright.
Monday to Friday. So the specials, those are like our discounted pricing. Like miscellaneous specials, those are like, when we have aerations, or when we do our 12 to 3 special in the middle of the year. Those are what those are, they average about $25 each.
I think we're doing pretty well. My opinion, I think we're, let's start there and go from there. That's all you can do, just start there.
So where's Luke? We got with Luke. Actually, we have a majority now, but I don't think we have a problem here.
And we can review this at our next meeting, which is prior to the town.
Yeah, but we can probably take a vote on it right now, but yeah, he'll have some final edits, so I'll have final edits, he'll have to you by next week, right? So don't worry about, nothing's gonna happen between now
How
and,
about the week after? since
yeah, next week is Christmas, whatever.
Yeah.
So as soon as you can get it, you get it, but we'll have enough to look at this thing.
Started January.
Realistically, solid, you're gonna be, if you're asking me, and I don't know this for sure, but it'll be about $12,000 in that, you know, so is everybody comfortable with that? Anybody else, final edits on this, any comments? Everybody, let's take a vote, proposal to, a motion to approve, Jim Green,
Bill said it.
second. Nancy, all in favor? All against? Unanimous, fine, that takes care of that, good, that's put to bed. That's actually pretty good, because you should have working conditions previously. Good, nice. Has anybody, everybody did commission meeting dates? That were attached? Yes, okay, has anybody got questions on that? The only one question I have is, Thursday, June 19th is a holiday. We can do it on the 18th if you want, the day before, or we can do the 26th the week after, what do you guys,
What do you guys want to do?
what do you want to do? Our meeting dates. Got any comments, any thoughts?
I'm good with whatever.
Either one, what do you guys want to do?
You want to do 18?
We can do it on Wednesday if you want, I mean, Wednesday, we'll do it on the 18th, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll pass that, okay, huh? No, that's in June 18th. Note the change, okay, and have somebody make a recommendation to approve this thing?
I make a motion to approve the calendar.
And
for
change the
that
date to the
holiday.
18th,
And change the date to the 18th of June.
all right, second? Okay, Rob, all in favor? Unanimous,
Oh, wait, the last two.
good,
The last two.
that takes care of that. P and L, I don't have, I didn't have a chance to do the year-to-date, guys, so as far as on the calendar. But it looks like this is fiscal, correct? This is fiscal year,
Yeah,
so,
yes,
all right, and that's fine, it's,
always, if it's coming.
yeah, I know, I haven't had a chance to deal with it, but I will get something out to everybody, and that way they can just see on the calendar basis also, and see where we land for the year. Basically, the season, right, which is, that's something we're all kind of interested in. And, go from there. All right, let me see the rest of the agenda. Open discussion, account balances, T-sign 400, you gotta figure out what we're gonna do with that going forward. CIP budget, you got $55,000, that's a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna hope to use 45 of that by the end of this, by opening days.
Really? So. I think, I also saw, put something together as far as the rounds go, and, the revenues come in, so he had it on his sheet in here. Kind of this, and I have to delve into this a little bit more, on looking at the number of rounds. So, what'd you find out on the rounds, as far as, I mean, these guys, it's not $5 a round, what'd you kind of find out?
On average, I mean, you're probably getting a lot of fair value, for 9-holers, they're getting like 38 rounds on average.
Yeah.
And the 18-holers are getting about 50 rounds on average.
Listen, you know what?
It's pretty good, but I know some are up there more than that,
Oh, really?
but some are below that.
Listen, you know what? How can I say this? This is the Summer Senior Center, right? I mean, let's just call it what it is. It's Summer Senior Center, and that's fine. And you know what? I'd rather have somebody out there playing golf than sitting doing nothing, right? They're out there and they're making, if you're buying the pass, obviously you're making use of it, right? So more power to you, right? And we're not losing money, which is the key right here. We're not losing any money. We've been in the black year after year after year. So that's a positive sign. All right. Enough said with that one. We'll go through yours in a minute, Saul, but I didn't get a report from Mark.
I didn't get one myself.
You did or you did not?
I did not.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get one and I'll email them out.
I thought we were just a rate, but it's
Well, maybe that's also what he was thinking.
Right. So
So
what?
they were just doing rates.
Actually, it's more than that, but okay. All right, let's go through. Saul, we have your report.
Yeah. We officially closed the courts for the season the other day because of the weather. we have a meeting with Doug Smith the first thing when we get back from New Year's. Where we're gonna go around the course and, put our heads together and make a final blueprint for the bunkers. He's also gonna help us with number two.
What are you thinking about number, Doug Smith is the, he's with the town, right?
No, he's the architect.
Oh, he's the architect, I'm sorry, okay, okay.
And he's gonna help give us his POV about the bunkers.
Okay,
And we're looking to finalize that by mid-January with him. So he can put up an RFP.
so is he doing the RFP or are you doing the RFP?
So he's gonna.
With POV stand?
Yeah.
Point of view, okay, thank you.
Okay, so part of it's already written, the RFP, correct? You've already written, you already got a first blush at it. When you did it before,
Yeah, the only
Okay.
thing we need to put in the RFP is the blueprint,
Got
like what's actually changed.
perfect,
You know, per square feet and all that stuff.
okay. And your outcome, you have 1 and 2, and, you know, I read through this thing and, you know, if I have to go with you, and I have no problem doing that, to fight for outcome 1,
Oh, yeah, obviously,
by all
I'll
means.
do what we want.
yes. And it makes more sense, let's just do it right, do it once, do it right. Because we're not gonna have another bite at the apple, so you might as well just do it right and do it once.
Right.
That's my view.
Go to town meeting for that?
Yeah.
When's that?
Well, when it comes up, we'll let you know.
We should all show up.
Well, we should, yeah, we should also.
We usually do.
And on top of that, you need to have more than just us, and I'm not gonna, and I'll say this publicly, and we're recording right now. I talked to the senior men's club, I talked to the men's club. Something was sent out to the Lady Niners and something was sent out to the Deacon Holders, and one, besides Saul, Gail, and myself, one other person showed up. So you know what, it's just like, if you don't care, then don't bother. I'm saying this publicly, that we need support from everybody has to show up. And you know what, numbers will matter, they will matter, and because people vote. And they'll see that you have, they showed up for Mark when his contract came out, and it was like, they felt that we need to do the same thing, we have to do the same thing. And people have to speak up and say, listen, this is not costing the town a dime, it really hasn't, the town's made money. You know, so, listen, and it's an asset, it's an asset to the town, it's no different than a ball field, it's no different than a library. It's not, that's just the way it is, it's an amenity that we have, that we're very lucky to have. So,
I can't believe they don't understand.
well,
They don't play.
you have people that don't golf,
It's a town property. Regardless of whether they play golf.
and it's not just a golf course, it's a park. Right, it's a park.
park.
I know.
Why do we have to fight for this?
I don't know, okay, the donated bridge,
They always gotta fight for your right.
That's part of the game.
yeah.
It don't fall out of the sky.
That's right, the donated bridge, okay, I'm gonna put a pool out there. If it's gonna get hit by a plow this year or not. It's been sitting there for so long,
You're gonna have to put.
the under over,
Kind of rock
yeah, put a rock there, man, you have to move that thing before it happens, so.
Nice look.
Are you, when are you looking to get that thing put in? So,
Before opening day.
well, it says before winter or first thing 25, so what's? New Year's.
No, that's why I said before opening day.
New Year's.
Okay, so, okay, CIP project, he's coming in. We still don't know what this guy's, Doug Smith is gonna look at for this, whole tube, right?
Well, we briefly talked about it already. We just have to, put our heads together and see which trees we take off and what we do in those areas and where we take the trees off.
So what do you think about ground covering there?
Like, we're thinking more like mounds.
On the inside of two, you mean?
Yeah. on the
Yeah,
left
swimming
side.
mountains, you're gonna take all the trees?
No,
No.
just the inside, not the dog leg part, but from the wall in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take off.
What do you
I
mean,
don't know
all-
how many, but there's gotta be a few, cause the light has to get through those trees.
For grass to grow, so that means irrigation too, right?
Tell you the truth, I don't know what the irrigation is there right now. You'll probably have to, either add or, probably
Yeah.
add, so.
Yeah.
But at the end goal is to have the car path go on the right side, so that there's not much traffic on the left side where it gets too much car traffic and stuff like that, so.
So you wanna cut it off so people can't drive in there with the carts? That's
No, the car patch can go on the right side of the hole,
Yeah,
What do you? Yeah,
Right
okay,
side.
so right now it cuts across to the left.
right now it's on the left.
So you're gonna keep it to the right, so when you have the ability to control the carts, are you gonna prevent the carts from going in there?
Oh, you mean like in normal days?
Yeah,
We could,
that's the only way Chris will let them grow and
We
anything to
could,
grow in
yeah.
there, you know?
but you'll probably have to rope it off for the start of the season,
Oh, yeah,
so no one can definitely get
The
in
whole
there.
first season, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned.
It's gonna take a while to get the
Yeah.
grass there, so.
yeah.
cause you slice them there, right?
Would it make, yeah, would it make sense? Would it make sense to take the trees out on the outside, you know, where the access road is, rather than the ones on the corner?
Well, yeah, we're going from the access road in, so
Oh, okay,
from
that-
sticks in,
Okay,
not from the fairway in.
yeah, I like that
Yeah.
idea because,
You
you
have
know,
to
it
keep the
keeps the
dog
dog
leg.
leg. And you still get a little shade on the hole.
Yeah,
I think it's a smart idea.
the seniors thought it would be too easy without the dog leg,
Right,
so we're gonna keep the dog leg.
yeah.
Well, they're down below, it
The
doesn't matter,
senior
cause it's,
side.
it's like, it's,
His buddies. Like Fosse and them,
Which
know,
short
yeah.
game
Schlitz-
area?
that's,
Sorry.
What happens at short game area?
No, it's down.
I'd like to
It's
put
down the
like,
day before it snowed.
nothing super fancy yet, but some sort of chipping area by where the old tennis courts were.
Oh, okay, so that,
Where,
So-
That's a nice
it's
idea.
like cutting and chipping.
but what are you gonna do, you
Oh,
know,
just chipping, oh.
yeah, so what are you gonna do,
Okay.
chipping to where? To the
To,
green up above?
no, you know how it kind of valleys in and the top is like the eighth tee?
Yeah.
So the green would be down below there and you chip that way.
Oh,
Well, who's gonna make, I mean,
That's self-maintaining. You bring your own golf balls, if you buy a bucket, go ahead, chip it there, pick it up, hit it in the rain. You know,
who's to maintain, I mean, if we have a hard enough time, and I agree with what you're doing, but we have a hard enough time maintaining what we have now, right? With the staff you have,
I
Who's
thought they
gonna-
did good this year.
huh?
did it,
I thought they did a great job.
No, they did, but you're adding more to their plate now. That's what I'm
I
going
mean,
with
this isn't,
No, it's not.
this is not something that's gonna take a lot of their time. It's not a real green. It's not real fairways. It's, you know, yeah, you're gonna have to cut it and maintain it, but
So what are you talking, bunkers and,
just chipping, pitching
Like you got
for
a
now.
gyro, you got a gyro
Yeah,
range
that's
there?
a nice
Yeah.
idea.
Got the
I've seen
chipping
those
thing over the
before.
side
Yeah,
there?
it's big.
Cause you could have
Yeah.
something like that there, just chipping out.
Make it
I don't know.
easier.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, tennis courts, but I'm not sure
Where the bunker is on the range?
Well, you know where the bunker is on the
Yeah,
range,
yeah.
right? They're gonna chip out, but he's gonna put it down below where the tennis court was at. You're gonna put a little sand
Oh,
down
yeah,
there,
yeah,
and you're gonna chip up. It's gonna maintain itself.
Yeah,
Like you
number
said.
one,
They're just gonna have to
number
cut the
When
grass.
you say maintain, I thought you meant like, who's gonna pick up golf balls?
No,
I'm
no,
talking
no.
about cutting the grass.
You gotta cut the grass, that's all they're gonna do.
I mean,
It's gonna maintain itself.
This is not adding
It's
8
not
hours
adding
of
work.
work. This is adding like
Okay,
an
all
hour or
right,
two.
Probably gonna need irrigation down.
Well, there probably is
But-
already, because
Oh,
the
yeah.
grass is never dead there,
Right,
That's
Yeah.
true.
you know?
and they had a
Stick
tennis
a
court
flag
down
here
there.
and there.
alright, yeah, Jerry and Sam did a great job, they did, they can be commended for what they did this year, and they really are. You know, and I know we're all over them, but they've done a great job, they really have. Winter hours, so what is that, is that,
Just for the golf shop,
okay,
that's the winter hours. What did I write?
it just says winter hours, staff update, I don't know what that, I don't know what that meant.
Winter hours is Monday to Friday.
No, you're-
9 to 3.
Got
Is
it.
Mark in at that time too?
No, that's my hours.
Oh,
Right.
when is Mark?
Mark, technically, when the shop closes, he is free man. He doesn't have to,
How am I gonna get him a sponge?
well, email, don't give it to me, I'm bringing that home.
Good to me.
Give it to Jimmy.
Jimmy, you're not gonna see him?
I won't see Mark.
You don't see one?
Is it possible to have like, not indoor golf, but some kind of lessons that Mark could do within our building?
We don't have the height
You don't
and
have
ceiling.
it, the ceiling's not
Ceiling
there.
height. You should see how big these fixtures are. I don't even think there's a space in the clubhouse to like
The screens?
Yeah.
Well, the
The
massive.
height of it is really,
They're 9-10 feet high.
Yeah, it's,
Our
again,
ceilings are like 8.
Yeah, he had it in his garage.
he did, yeah.
It does down his garage.
but, I
If you
mean,
could, if you wanna practice, they got full circle golf over
Yeah.
here.
I was.
Yeah,
saying,
go
I put the
see it.
posters up there in the
I
Christmas
think
party.
he also teaches in some indoor facility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Newington.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been to a
Yeah.
couple
I
of
just,
them.
I don't know where this
Meriden
is, yeah,
last
has it helped you?
No, it's in Newington.
Oh, I
Newington,
thought he was
the
in-
ice.
That's in Newington. Then now that you got full circle, then I can roll in here.
It was in person.
Who is Mark?
Yeah,
Circle.
No.
Oh, really?
Mark's not involved this full.
Yes, he is
Oh,
involved.
he
He's
is?
teaching there.
So Bill, has it helped your handicap?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just, I'm asking.
No,
man.
no, he-
Well, no. That's even
Indoor,
better.
outdoor, either way.
Okay.
You can always use pointers.
Let's get back to the meeting.
It is,
now.
all right,
We're boring.
That's it.
We're
It's
boring
7:30.
Luke over here.
it is 7:35 right now. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order? Anything else on anybody's? 7:35, can I have someone, to adjourn? Jim Green. Rob, everybody, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 7:00.